Death Step, buffed. Death Step is getting a bunch of major buffs. Z, range increased by 50%, hitbox increased by 50%, X, range increased by 20%, hitbox increased by 20%, C, damage over time increased by 20%, end lag reduced from 0.25 to 0.1 seconds, hitbox increased by 15%, V, cooldown reduced by 50%, duration reduced by 50%. In simple terms, Death Step is now easier to land, smoother to combo with, and much better at keeping pressure on your opponent. Sanguine, nerfed. Not every fighting style got buffed. Sanguine was hit with a nerf to its C move. Range decreased by 15%. Hitbox decreased by 10%. This could make some of the classic Sanguine combos harder to land. Sharkman Karate, buffed. Sharkman Karate also received some major changes. X no longer launches the opponent into the air. Orb speed increased by 25%. C now grants temporary health based on the damage absorbed. Can no longer be instinct tricked in the same way. The hold can no longer be cancelled by incoming damage. Damage reduction while holding has been increased. Maximum hold time is now 1.5 seconds. This could make Sharkman Karate one of the biggest winners of this update. Dark Blade, buffed. Dark Blade has also received a pretty noticeable buff. Z, charge speed increased by 10%, end lag reduced by 30%, range increased by 10%, hitbox increased by 10%. This should make Dark Blade even more dangerous when starting combos. Dragonheart. Nerfed Dragonheart received a smaller but still important change. Z, instinct drain on the initial hits decreased by 50%. Pole 5-2. Buffed Pole 5-2 received some pretty serious buffs. Z, hitbox increased by 35%. X, end lag reduced from 0.3 to 0.15 seconds. Range increased by 20%. Hitbox increased by 20%. For anyone who already uses Pole 5-2, this is definitely good news. True Triple Katana, adjusted. TTK wasn't simply buffed or nerfed. X, end lag increased by 0.5 seconds, travel speed increased by 25%, so the move travels faster, but you'll have to wait longer after using it. Twin Hooks, buffed a small but useful change. The Z move now makes the enemy's landing position more predictable. This should make it easier to continue your combo after landing the move. Yama, nerfed. Yama's ability to break instinct has been reduced. X can no longer completely break instinct. It now only drains instinct while the opponent remains inside the hitbox. Kabucha, buffed. Kabucha received some useful buffs. Z no longer knocks the opponent up, now applies a 0.5 second stun instead. X, end lag reduced from 0.4 to 0.2 seconds. This could make Kabucha an even better combo tool. Skull Guitar. Nerfed Skull Guitar went in the opposite direction. A movement bug abuse has been fixed. X hitbox decreased by 15%. Players who are used to the old hitbox will definitely have to adjust. Venom Bow, buffed. Venom Bow also received a buff. Z, range increased by 15%. X still applies a 1-second stun even when the opponent dodges it with instinct. That could make Venom Bow much more useful for combo setups.